Hello children, how are you? I hope you are fine. Yes, last day we discussed the chapter The Coming of Spring. Today we are going to discuss the vocabulary junction, phonics junction and the grammar junction. Okay. Yes, phonics junction. Please take page number 168. Okay, in this we are going to discuss the two sounds. We are going to discuss two sounds. The first one long o oo sound. Second one short oo. Okay, here you can see two lines from the poem. And the bluebird told the brook, soon the river told the meadow. And the bluebird told the brook, soon the river told the meadow. Okay, the pair of letters O. Here you can see the pair of the letter O. The pair of letters O can be pronounced in two different ways. We can pronounce it in two different ways. It can either be pronounced as a short oo. It can either be pronounced as a short oo sound. Then, as in the word brook. Okay, here you can see the presence of two O's or the letter O. Then, it can be pronounced as short oo, brook. Okay, then, or as a long oo sound as in the word soon. Okay, here we are going to discuss two sounds. The first one long oo sound, next one short oo. Okay, short oo. Now let us check some more words. Short oo, foot, took, cook, hook, wood, look. These are the words that use short oo sound. Next one long oo, food, tool, cool, fool, pool, loop. These words have the long oo sound. Okay, so now we discussed about two sounds. The first one is long oo sound. Next one short oo sound. Yes. Now let us do a small activity. Circle the oo words that have the short oo sound and underline the oo words that have the long oo sound. Here you have to find the short oo sound words and the long oo sound words. Okay, now let's check the answer. You have to underline the words that have the short oo. You have to underline the words that have the long oo sound and you have to circle the words that have the short oo sound. Okay, look at the first sentence. I didn't wear the right boots to school. I didn't wear the right boots to school. Okay, here you can see two words have the presence of the pair of letters O. So look at these words again. Boots, school. Yes, here you can find the presence of long oo sound. Boots, school. Okay, so these words have the long oo sound. Okay, next one. The crook shook his head and pulled down his hood. Okay, the crook shook his head and pulled down his hood. Okay, here you can see the presence of short oo sound. So we have to circle the words that have the short oo. So these words have the short oo sound. Crook. Then next one shook. Then this one hood. These words have the short oo sound. Next one. I thought I saw someone flying on a broomstick. It was spooky. Okay, here you can see two words that have the pair of O letters. Then broomstick, spooky. Yes, here you can see the presence of the long oo sound. Broomstick. Then next one spooky. Okay, next sentence. My tooth hurts. Let me have some mushroom soup. Please pass me the spoon. Yes, here also you can see the presence of long oo sound. Tooth, mushroom. Then next one spoon. Okay, look at the next sentence. Manchu told Radha that she looked good. Okay, Manchu told Radha that she looked good. Yes, here you can see the short oo sound. So the word looked, it has the short oo sound. Next one good. These words have the short oo sound. Next one, the cook stood in the corner. Here also you can see the presence of short oo sound. The cook stood. Okay, that's all about this exercise. Okay, now let's move on to the next session, that is grammar junction. Okay, yes, here you can see two lines from the poem. First line, as it ran to tell the river, as it ran to tell the river. Next one, as it flew to tell the flowers, as it flew to tell the flowers. You can see the small brook ran to tell the river. Next one, as it flew, yes, the bee flew to tell the flowers. The bee flew to tell that matter to the flowers. Okay, here you can see this word in white color, to tell. Yes, as it ran, as it ran to tell the river. Next line, as it flew to tell the flowers. So here, to tell explains. This one, to tell, explains why the brook and the bee ran. This explains why, the reason behind the why the brook and the bee ran. So, tell is a verb. We all know that tell is a verb. We often use to plus verb when we talk a plan. Okay, we often use this one. We often use to plus verb when we talk a plan, a wish or a reason. When we talk a plan, a wish or a reason, we can use this one. We often use to plus verb, this formula, to plus verb. We often use to plus verb when we talk a plan, a wish or a reason. This is to plus verb form. Okay, this is to plus verb form, to plus verb form. This is to plus verb form, and this is called the infinitive form of the verb. It is called the infinitive form of the verb. To plus verb form is called the infinitive form of the verb. Look at these lines again. As it ran to tell the river, as it flew to tell the flowers. Here you can see the presence of this to plus verb form. To plus verb. Here this is the verb. Tell is the verb used here. So to plus verb. It is an example of an infinitive form of the verb. Infinitive form. Yes. Let's take some examples. I want to write a novel. I want to write a novel. Here you can see here you can see to, then it is write. Write is an example of a verb. So to write, here you can see the to plus verb form. To plus verb form, and it is an example of an infinitive form of the verb. I want to write a novel. Here I want to means wish. It is a wish. Then next one, I was called by the teacher to sing the prayer. I was called by the teacher to sing the prayer. It shows the reason. I am going to swim all evening. It is a plan. I am going to swim. I am going to swim all evening. It is a plan. Okay, now let's do an activity. Identify and underline the to infinitive in each of these sentences. Here you have to identify and you have to underline the to infinitive in each of these sentences. State whether it is talking about a reason, a plan or a wish. Here you have to identify and underline the to infinitive in each of these sentences and state whether it is talking about a reason, a plan or a wish. Okay, first one. My friend is coming over to my house to complete our maths project. My friend is coming over to my house to complete our maths project. Here you can see the infinitive form. To plus verb. Complete is a verb. To plus verb. So this is the infinitive form and it is a reason. My friend is coming over to my house to complete our maths project. It is a reason. Okay, then next one. I am wearing a sweater to keep myself warm. Yes, I am wearing a sweater to keep myself warm. Here you can see this is the infinitive form and it is also a reason. Next one. I am going to grandma's place to meet all my cousins. I am going to grandma's place to meet all my cousins. Here you can see this is the infinitive form. To plus the verb to meet. It's a plan. Next one. Sheena told her mom that she wanted to go to Pizza Point for lunch. Yes, Sheena told her mom that she wanted to go to Pizza Point for lunch. Here you can see this is the infinitive form and it is a wish. Next one. They made sandwiches to take the movie theater. Yes, it's a plan. They made sandwiches to take the movie theater. To take means it is the infinitive form. Yes, and in this session we discussed the grammar junction, and in this session we mainly focused on infinitive form of the verb. Okay, now let's move on to the next one, vocabulary junction. Yes, here you can see 2 lines from the poem, and we are going to discuss a new technique, a literary device. Okay, that is personification. A literary device, it is called personification. Now let's read a line from the poem. Oh, the sunshine told the bluebird that the dandelions were peeping. Oh, the sunshine told the bluebird. Yes, the sunshine told the bluebird. Yes, that the dandelions were peeping. Yes, we all know that the sunshine and the dandelions are inanimate objects, but the poet gives them human qualities. Okay, so and this is a technique and it is called personification. It is a new technique. Personification is a literary device in which human characteristics or attributes are given to animals, birds, objects. It is a literary device. It is a technique. It is a literary device in which human characteristics. Here you can see, look at these lines again. Oh, the sunshine told the bluebird. Okay, this from these lines we can see the conversation between the sunshine and the bluebird. Sunshine and the bluebird. Conversation between the sunshine and the bluebird. Okay, and this is a technique and it is called personification. Personification is a literary device in which human characteristics or attributes are given to animals or birds or objects. Okay, animals, birds, objects. These characteristics could be human emotions. These characteristics could be human emotions, gestures, thoughts or actions. It can be, these characteristics could be human emotions like happiness, sad, etc. Then human gestures, then human thoughts, next one human actions. Okay, and it is a new it is a literary device and it is called personification. Okay, and the main objective of this literary device is to help readers understand the thought of an animal or an inanimate object. To help readers understand the thought of an animal. Here you can see the conversation between the sunshine and the bluebird. The sunshine told the bluebird that the dandelions were peeping. Yes, so this device helps readers understand the thought of an animal. It helps the readers to understand the thought of an animal or an inanimate object. Next one, we as human beings can relate better to inanimate objects when they are personified. This will help us to understand the work, literary work better. We gain better understanding of the written piece. So, it is a literary device. It is a technique to help us to understand the poem or understand the work better. Yes, this is a new technique. It's called personification. Personification is a literary device in which human characteristics or attributes, human characteristics like emotions, gestures, thoughts or actions. Okay, human characteristics or attributes are given to animals. Okay, now let's do a small activity. Read these sentences and answer the questions that follow. First one, the sun beat down on us while we were swimming. The sun beat down on us while we were swimming. What is being personified? Here you have to find the personification. What is being personified? The sun beat down on us while we were swimming. Yes, the sun is being personified. Yes, the sun beat down. So, the sun is being personified in this sentence. Next one, what human trait is given to the personified object? What human trait, what human characteristics is given to the personified object? We saw that the sun is personified in this sentence. Then what human trait is given to the personified object? Answer, the human trait of beating down. The human trait of beating down is given to the sun. Okay, next one, the dusty book cried for attention. The dusty book, the dusty book cried for attention. What is being personified? Yes, the dusty book is being personified. The dusty book is being personified. Then what human trait is given to the personified object? The human trait of crying is given to the dusty. The dusty book cried for attention. The dusty book is being personified in this. Then the human trait of crying is given to this, given to the dusty book. Yes. Okay. Yes. This is your homework. Page number 168. Vocabulary junction. Question number 3. This is your homework. Yes. We discussed the grammar junction, vocabulary junction and the phonics junction. I hope today's class is helpful to you. Wish you a good day. Thank you.